All right, so I'm gonna just jump right in this. Y'all probably already heard Chris Brown is in the news again for unfavorable shit again. He's being accused with a friend of being involved in a rape, okay, that occurred at his house in Los Angeles. All right, so I wasn't going to cover this story, but I ran across a news article and I actually read the case docket. And honestly, y'all, I was shocked. My mouth dropped to the floor. Just the detail of this shit. Now, I'm just going to jump right in it, okay? I'm just going to give y'all the facts. I'm going to hold my opinion to the end. So, all right. So, just for the purposes of knowing who's who, there's a list of people. So, Jane Doe is the plaintiff or the person accusing Chris and his friend of this crime. Chris is, of course, Chris Brown. Grissom. Now, Grissom is AKA Young Low. Now, he's Chris Brown's artist who's accused of doing the actual rape. And let's see. Oh, also X. Now, this is where the shit gets twisted. So, X is a wild card. The plaintiff, the girl who's accusing of these crimes, she doesn't know the name of this person. This is a female. So, listen to this twisted story. I'm going to try to sum it up as best as I can, y'all, but this shit is crazy. So, Jane Doe, the plaintiff, all right, she accused this guy, Young Low, next to Chris Brown. All right. So she accuses this guy of, picking her up in a club. They went to a club out here called One Oak in LA. He invited her along with a group of women to the studio, okay? He said it was an after party, but they were going to the studio to record. So before he let any of them in the studio, he told them, look, hand over your phones. All right, so she said that she reluctantly handed over her phone as well as everyone else there. So it was a bunch of other, young women there. They all handed over their phones as well while they were in the studio. Okay, so while they were in the studio, she notes in her case docket here that she began to feel. Let's see, let me go exactly to it. All right, so at the studio now, her phones were taken away. She said she was not in a comfortable setting at the studio and she wanted to leave. All right, and she asked Young Low, Grissom, she asked him, could he, give her phone back so she could leave. He proceeds to tell her that she didn't need her phone, because the whole group, they were going to go up to Chris Brown's house. That's where the after party was at. And Chris, he doesn't like nobody with no phones in his house or whatever. Like, they have to have possession of the phones. So me inserting my little 2 cents in here, a few years ago, maybe about 5 years ago, when I was living in DC, Chris Brown came to the club there. A few of my homegirls, they had a section near his section. Now, a few of my homegirls, they ended up going to Chris Brown's house. What happened there is questionable because neither one of them, I can't really trust them too much. But what I can say is that they did say on site, Chris Brown's entourage made them turn over their cell phones. So because of that personal connection I have to, third-party sources, that, Chris Brown and his entourage are known, for making girls give over their phones immediately. This is something that happened about 4 or 5 years ago, and it's adding up with this girl's story. She's saying that her phone was taken immediately. All right. Now, this is where it gets a little suspect to me. Okay. So the plaintiff, okay, this young woman, this is when she says she was forced to go to Chris Brown's home with the others because she perceived that she would only be able to retrieve her phone there. Okay. Now, this is where I think her and her lawyer fucked up, because how the hell, if you already feeling uncomfortable in the studio setting, which is it's off site. It wasn't in Chris Brown's home. It wasn't a personal studio. So I'm sure there's other people there, using the studio for other purposes. That's probably the most public exposure you have. So if you really, really felt uncomfortable, I would think instead of following, the people who have you at captive to a house where you'd be even more secluded, I would think that you would just leave and say, fuck my phone. I'll use Find My iPhone app or some shit. But that's not what this one young woman did. Now, I'm not going to say that's right or wrong. I'm just taking note. So let me continue, y'all. So after she goes to Chris Brown's house, okay, this is where Chris Brown's involvement in the story really comes in. So this is where she says Chris, starts to hand over a lot of drugs and alcohol to, all the fucking women there, basically telling them that he wants them to have a good time. Now, she keeps saying good time in quotation marks in this docket, which is telling me, she actually says, yeah, good time really means we want you to get loose, so you can have sex or whatever. So she said her and one other woman refused to take the drugs, that Chris Brown was handing out. And she just kept asking for her phone, okay? She also notes that Chris's property was, gated. So she said she assumed that she needed a code to get out of the gate. So that was why she never attempted to flee, okay? So she says Chris Brown, started to hand each female guest a clear pill filled with white powder and instructed them to take it to have this good time. All right. Now she refused. She refused again. Now she notes that other women took the pill. Other women were down to do it. All right. She also says, she goes on to say that her mom, had been basically calling her phone. This is what she finds out later. Her mom calls her phone because she says while she was in the custody of Chris Brown's, alleged custody, while she was in alleged custody of Chris Brown's mansion, she says her mom got super worried because she wasn't answering any of the text messages, any of the calls. So her mom sent a police officer over to Chris Brown's house because she says she used Find My iPhone app, and she sent the location to the police. Now, this is super hard for me to believe, but I'm assuming that, if this really happened and her lawyer put this in the case docket, that they have, some record of this, like the police department has some record of sending a dispatcher out or whatever. But apparently, while Chris Brown was giving these women drugs and, partying, This is me just speaking from the narrative of this case docket, okay? I haven't made any judgment at this point, all right? Just putting that out there. So while Chris Brown was, partying with these women, supplying drugs, having a good time, she notes that the male partying guests, as well as Chris Brown, were seen holding guns in the air, being super intimidating. She said when the police came, because the police can't come and tried to gain entry through the gate, and Chris Brown's security would not let them through the gate. They didn't have any, warrant or anything, and they really couldn't, forced him to open up the gate. They didn't have any probable cause of anything except for the iPhone thing, but you still have to get, proper documents to just go charging in someone's house. But I just find it super hard to believe that this woman actually got the police to go, to this house off of her daughter being, missing for a few hours, not even missing, just out in the middle of the night at a party. Like a full 24 hours hadn't even passed. So that's kind of questionable to me. But then again, I don't know who her parents know. I don't know what type of class this girl is coming from. She could be super high class. Her parents could be rich and have connections, and probably Caucasian. And if this girl is Caucasian, that's where they fucked up. But this story, I just feel like they know who to do this type of stuff to. I don't know. Let me just keep on going before I make judgment. I'm jumping the gun. All right. So where was I? Because this story gets crazy. Okay. Bet. So she says after the police left, that's when Chris Brown really starts to get riled up, and he's like, yeah, flaunting the guns in the air, like, fuck 12, fuck the police, just being boastful and cocky and stuff. So she said at this time she's just begging for her phone. Young Lo proceeds to take her friend upstairs to find the phone. She says Young Lo comes back a few minutes and instructs all the women to go upstairs. Okay. Now, when she gets upstairs, she says this is when X, okay, X is the mysterious suspect that we don't know her name. This is when X, a female, okay, she locks the door and has all the women in the room. Okay, this is when she says she pushes a couch against the door so nobody could leave or exit, and it was a few young ladies in the room. She doesn't say how many exactly, but by the sense of it, I'm getting like it's probably like 4 or 5, or maybe 3 or 4, and then X and then her. So 4 people total plus Chris Brown and Young Lo. Okay, so 2 guys and 4 or 6 women. I'm just trying to make this totally clear, y'all. Sorry if I'm being confusing. All right, so it's about 6 people in the fucking room at this point. She says at this time, X, okay, she proceeds to take off her clothes. Chris Brown takes off his clothes, and Young Lo takes off his clothes. Okay, at this time, she says, some of the women willfully went over to Chris Brown and started engaging in sexual activity. Okay, she says she refused to take her clothes off, and she decided to sit on the edge of the bed where none of the sexual activity was happening. But she said she felt very uncomfortable because they had music playing really loud and they had pornography playing really loud at the same time. And then she was also witnessing sexual activities. Okay, she doesn't mention Chris Brown at all at this time. Chris Brown is perceived to be having sex somewhere in the background with other women. Okay, so she says X, suspect X, whoever this female is, she says she tries to get her to have oral sex with her. She basically tries to push the plaintiff's head into her, vagina area. And this is when the girl says she refused. Okay. She said this is when X got on top of her, basically pushed her to the bed and sat on her face. Okay. Now this is where it gets crazy. She said the girl sat on her face. So X sits on her face, forcing her to have oral sex with her. All right. And at this time, Young Lo is molesting her. She said Young Lo started to, finger her or something, and then also orally assault her with his mouth. Okay, so she said she couldn't move because X had her legs pinned over her face and she could barely breathe or something. I'm not sure exactly. So at this time, she says she's able to kind of force her off of her. She's able to force X off of her. Okay, now when she gets X off of her, this is when she realizes that there's blood all over her face. So X forced oral sex on her while she was on her period. Okay, so this is when she starts freaking out. She realizes the girl was on her period and she starts freaking out. So at this time, she says the female suspect, X, okay, proceeds to take her out of the room where the sex orgy was happening, proceeds to take her to another room so she could use the bathroom. She goes to the bathroom, she looks in the mirror, she sees she has menstruation all over her face. She says she needed to wash herself immediately, okay? So the plaintiff says she then gets in the shower. Okay, so while she's in the shower, she says that Young Lo proceeds to come in while she's in the shower. He actually gets in the shower with her and proceeds to rape and molest her again, okay? Now, after this, she says she just begged him that she wanted to use her phone. He tells her that if she wants to use her phone, she can, but she needs to go all the way to the basement in the laundry room, and that's the only area she's allowed to have her phone. So she, I guess, is granted her phone, according to these case dockets, allegedly, and then she goes down to the laundry room and she says she proceeds to call a ride share service, so an Uber, a Lyft. Okay, now She says the Uber comes, but before the Uber comes, Young Lo rapes her one more time in the laundry room. Okay? Now, after she leaves, after her Uber comes, this is when she proceeds to go to a rape center. Okay? She says she went straight to a rape center. Okay? And then I guess after that, she met with legal counsel, her family, so on and so forth. And now we're here. Okay? So, what do I feel about this situation? Okay, there's so much. There's so much I feel about this situation. First of all, I'm not surprised that Chris Brown is in some more bullshit. Okay, I'm super not surprised. He clearly has anger issues. He clearly has some form of mental issues. He clearly has drug addiction, or alcoholism type of issues. That's clear. Okay, and he doesn't seem to have learned from any of his past mistakes. If he has, very minimally, okay, maybe, and that's granted because of his daughter, maybe he's a bit more mature because of that. But overall, Chris Brown is still in these streets doing reckless shit. He's hanging around the wrong people, and it's like, nigga, you already got so much to worry about. You just off of probation, like, just keep making music. You know what I'm saying? He's an amazing artist. But I'm not surprised he's in some shit like this. This girl may actually have a case. At first, I didn't think she had a case. I just assuming, reading the blogs and the headlines, it made it seem like, Chris Brown's, friend was more at fault and, Chris Brown was not liable. But it does seem like some of this will fall on Chris Brown's hands just because she describes being in so many parts of his house. And she also describes, him being in the room while she was getting raped and molested by this ex-suspect lady, whoever the hell she is, and by Young Lo. So that means Chris was in close proximity. He was the only other male that she describes being there, in the room. And I don't know. It's a tough call. I don't know what happened. This really does have to go out and we do have to see all the evidence, but I feel like she does have a case. There will be some evidence presented, especially if she can prove like her mom really calling the police and really sending the police to the house. That's something right there. But there's also, so many opportunities in my eyes where I think she could have, left the house. But she does mention guns. So then it's like, well, damn, if there were a lot of guns in the house and, they were walking around with them, that would deter me from kind of leaving as well. Like you don't want to get shot up trying to leave either. Just the fact that she got raped, in this weird ass sex party, sex, drugs, rock and roll. To me, it's like if you're going to even go home with a celebrity, you should already be assuming that's the type of shit they're on, but I'm smarter than that. I'm older, I'm wiser. And there are a lot of young, naive girls out there who really do perceive Chris Brown to just be, oh my God, he's my favorite celebrity. He could never do this. He could never do that, But when you get in that situation, you just don't know. So I see both sides of it. The thing that this girl does have going for her is that her case is very detailed. It's very detailed. But there's a lot of other suspects involved, and she never mentions Chris Brown physically laying a finger on her, okay? This is kind of like that Tupac situation where he got charged for that rape, where he actually ended up, doing time for that and probation. So it's like, and he didn't even rape her, even the girl said he didn't rape her, but because he was the bigger star, because he had the big house, that's who they went after. And unfortunately for Chris Brown, this may just be a learning lesson. Like, you change your life, dog. Like, it's time that you grow up. You about to be 30 years old. And it's just like, it's time to put childish things aside. You know, why do you even need fucking 7, 8 girls there? You know, I'm sure 1 or 2 would suffice. I'm sure 1 or 2 was down to get down anyway. Like she said, there was plenty other girls there taking off their clothes. So I'm not really sure why Young Lo and this X character, why they, you know, proceeded to mess with her if there was so many other girls willing. I would think they would just be like, all right, bitch, leave, you know, like just being rude, like, all right, leave, we don't need you, you know. I don't know. The whole story is super weird. It's odd. There's just been a lot of weird Hollywood shit going on. And this whole sex party, I do believe that there's probably a big sex orgy. It's Hollywood. It's the music industry. It's not surprising. But if the shit really did go this far, and if they really did rape that girl all these times, that's fucking crazy. For real. I just don't know how I would let a female, I don't want to say this because that's rude, but me personally, I know for one, if it's a female on top of me, I'm going to try my damnedest to fucking overpower her. Like, you're not just going to overpower me and you're a female just like me. And you on your fucking period too? Oh, hell no. See, that's when I really, Incredible Hulk would have came out of me. Ain't no way, bitch. That was dirty and nasty. How dare you? You know? You know what I'm saying? But if she claims there was, you know, other threats in the room and intimidation with guns, I guess that's a whole different story. So I'm not judging this girl. I'm just trying to see all points and sides. I'm not judging Chris Brown. But I will say, fuck that. I am judging Chris Brown. Because, nigga, it's been how many years since that shit went down with you and Rihanna? Like, it's been damn near 10 years. Like, that was 2009. It's 2018. So yeah, that's 9 years. So Chris, it's been too fucking long. Your name should not be in no shit like this. You should be doing the exact opposite because you have a daughter now. So you shouldn't be involved in no situations. You shouldn't be involved with no people who don't respect women. Like, I don't know when you gonna learn this. Because until you learn this lesson, you're going to be hit with the same fucking shit over and over and over again. I'm not saying that you raped this girl. I'm not saying you're responsible for raping this girl. But I'm also not saying that you're not responsible for raping this girl. I don't know. And your character, you know, your past, it don't look good, dog. It really doesn't. You know, you had abusive situations with Rihanna. You had abusive situations with Karrueche. It's just like your past doesn't look good. It doesn't. And I would love to see you win. I would love to see you win in a positive way and kind of like, you know, change other young men and make them, you know, a little more self-aware and make them be able to handle their anger, you know? So, I don't know. God bless this whole situation because this is a hot ass mess. And if that girl, you know, I hope she's not lying because this type of shit, if you are lying about it, it makes it that much harder for people to you know, legitimately get justice for being raped, you know? So, I don't know. This is a mess, y'all. Hopefully shit works out. I'm going to stay updated because that story, I just got sucked into reading that whole damn legal docket. I got to go to work in the morning, you know, whatever. But I hope y'all enjoy. And yeah, let me know what y'all think. I'm out. Bye.